Jesus game seka hwangatu mngonga ipapilhonga ungovalhonga. Kina almunak atamon aglangan retukut kokot hwangamkun. I am the way, the truth, and the life. No man comes to the Father except by me. My favorite verse. My Yupik name is Amaralek. English name is Beulah. I was born here in Gamble and live here all my life.
The Yupik people have lived on this island for about 2,500 years. They live off the land and off the ocean. That has been their way of life for all those years. St. Lawrence Island is about 150 miles off of the mainland of Alaska and 42 miles from the Russian Far East. You can see the mountains across the water.
We're a maritime people. We're seafarers. Our culture and our language has been ways and means of survival for many, many, many centuries.
My parents were with Wycliffe Bible Translators. They were assigned to translate the Bible into Yupik, which is what was spoken on St. Lawrence Island. We moved to the island in 1959 when I was 4 years old.
I was a teenager. I saw them, little Debbie and David with them, and they were part of our family. They became us. In fact, Mitzi was my Bible school teacher, not knowing that we would be working together.
So my parents had to learn the language when they first got here, and then had to devise an alphabet in order to write the language so that they could begin translating. They had three main co-translators, Eleanor Uziva, Susan Campbell, and Beulah Napakahak.
I was just a student at that time when I first became a translator with them. And then Eleanor, the main translator, she taught me a lot.
Translating into Yupik, that's not easy. It's hard. It's difficult. There's lots of English words we have no word for in Yupik.
Apostle Paul uses so many hard words. When we get to heaven, we're going to ask Apostle Paul, how come you made it too hard for us to translate? We struggle a lot. Eleanor always said to me when we have so much problems, this is all for the glory of God. So that was our theme, all for the glory of God. Someday, we will all see the glory of God in what we have done.
Not just the translation, but some of the hardships they would go through. They would give God the glory in spite of these things. Their faith in Him was so strong.
I lost so much of my family members. Cancer, natural death, fire, accidental deaths. I wouldn't know what to do if it weren't for the scriptures. They give me hope. The Lord said, I will be the husband to the widows and father to the fatherless.
They were dedicated. Whatever it took, they wanted to see that New Testament finished and to be able to rejoice. And I am so grateful to the Lord that they were able to do that before Dad passed.
When we complete the New Testament and have a dedication services, that was wonderful. When I read from the pulpit the scriptures in our language, they listen, truly listen, and nod their heads. And that's a joy that they're hearing it in our own language.
I myself, I found more understanding hearing it in my own language. Some of the verses have been like blown up, like with magnifying glass.
The completed New Testament is giving me a hand in understanding. Reading it in our language seemed to tuck in something that's missing in regards to what he's trying to tell us in his word.
The Yupik translation comes from the Lord, and now we have the printed word. He made sure that the gospel will be transferred from generation to generation. We're humble enough to be a little part of that.
The final phase of the translation has been getting the New Testament ready for the Russian Yupik speakers across the water. And of course, theirs has to be done in the Russian alphabet, the Cyrillic alphabet. I've also heard that there's an interest in translating the Old Testament, and I pray that they are able to complete the Old Testament now on their own. They have the tools. I know they can do it.
Just like God gave the language to the Hebrews, He gave us His special language for Him, for His glory. I want to be up in heaven and praise God in my own language. Jesus came to save the people from all the penalty of sin. And my prayer is that people will open their hearts to the Lord before He comes.